Hello. I've been an iPhone user for about 20 years and I've been watching how the Find My feature has evolved. It is no longer just a Find My Lost iPhone feature. It's becoming Apple's identity and presence layer, the connective tissue that makes the ecosystem feel like a safety net. But here's the tension. You're scaling third party integrations and location sharing features while protecting the privacy first brand that is Apple's competitive moat. And I've spent my career at Amex and Amazon operating exactly at that intersection, turning regulatory complexity into a product advantage. Let me show you how I think about this role. So, Apple is betting that the Find My network can become the world's most powerful crowdsourced safety infrastructure. By opening access to third party accessory makers and expanding the Find My certification program, you're turning every iPhone into a node in a global mesh. And it's a brilliant strategy because it creates a network effect moat that competitors like Tile or Google just can't replicate without OS level control and Apple's installed base. The more devices on the network, the more accurate and reliable it becomes, which then drives more accessory adoption, which then drives more iPhone loyalty. It's a flywheel. But there's a gap in how the product handles contextual privacy. Right now, the Find My library is binary. You're sharing your location or you're not. As you scale third party integrations and expand features like live location sharing and the check in, the product needs a more nuanced model for permissioned presence. For example, AirTags are fantastic for keys, but the anti stalking alerts create friction for legitimate shared item use cases like tracking a family car or shared luggage. The product doesn't distinguish between the unknown AirTag traveling with me and the AirTag I've consented to but I don't own. That's a UX and a trust problem. Similarly, location sharing with friends and family is either all or nothing. I can't share my location only during my commute, or only when I'm in a specific city, or only with certain people in certain contexts. The product doesn't give me that granular control without making me manually toggle settings, which breaks the it just works promise. The untapped opportunity that I see is the active safety user. Right now, Find My product is reactive. It helps you find what is already lost. But Apple has all the pieces to make it proactive: satellite SOS, check in, location sharing, geofencing capabilities. The question is how to connect them in a coherent safety experience. So, let me give you an example. Imagine this: I'm a parent and my teenager is walking home from school. Instead of asking them to manually trigger check in every time, what if I set a safety path geofence? And if they deviate from it or don't arrive within the expected time frame, I get an alert and they get a prompt to confirm they're okay. Or if I'm a solo traveler in an unfamiliar city, I set a safety circle for the evening. And if I leave a certain radius or don't check in by a certain time, my emergency contacts are notified automatically, whether they're in the same country as me or not. This isn't hypothetical. The infrastructure exists, it's already there. Satellite SOS already proves that Apple can handle high stakes safety scenarios, and the Find My network already has the location density. What is missing is a product layer that stitches these capabilities into a seamless, everyday safety experience that doesn't feel like surveillance. And this is exactly where my background fits. At Amazon, I led the strategy to restore EU UK cross border trade after Brexit. I took thousands of pages of sifting through ambiguous regulation, then translated it into a vendor experience that ultimately unlocked $600 million in revenue in 10 months. And that's the same muscle that this role requires: taking complex, high stakes constraints like GDPR, anti stalking laws, and Apple's privacy principles and turning them into product features that feel simple and trustworthy to users and compliant to regulators. At American Express, have been designing agentic AI systems and managing global portfolios spanning over 100 OKRs. specifically key results and metrics, and 170 full-time employees. I know how to operate in ambiguity, align cross-functional stakeholders, and move fast without breaking things. In my first 90 days at Apple, I'd focus on three things. First, the audit of the third-party accessory onboarding experience, and then identify where privacy friction is slowing certification velocity. The second thing I would do, I'd map the user journey for contextual privacy and prototype a framework for granular, time-based, and location permissions. Third, I would pressure test the active safety opportunity with user research and build a roadmap for integrating check-in, geofencing, and satellite SOS into a unified safety layer. I've spent my career making compliance and regulation a competitive advantage, not a bottleneck, and to reduce friction that may be caused from it. Apple is the only company that can build a global safety network people actually trust because you've earned that trust by never compromising on privacy. I'd love to talk to you about how your team is thinking about scaling Find My features internationally while navigating fragmented privacy regimes. Thank you.